Hello and welcome. You're with IndiaPostLive.com, India's first live conversation web television. What were you to do if you were taking a leisurely stroll in a park or in a mall and suddenly a group of people come in front of you and they freeze, holding placards that convey social messages? Would you stop to read them? Would you think about those messages? And most importantly, would you act upon them? Take a look.
The Education Tree, a youth-led organization initiated by students of Delhi University, has come out to spread social awareness about women's safety in a unique way in the capital. They organize freeze mobs. What are freeze mobs? The first freeze mob was organized in January 2013 in the aftermath of the Nirbhaya gang rape incident. Instead of shouting out slogans and parading the city, the youth at the Education Tree chose to silently raise their concerns on women's safety by freezing suddenly in a crowded area holding placards. The group, which now has volunteers from a number of other universities, believes that this is their way of contributing, though many critics have dubbed freeze mobs as pointless. But is it really so?
Alright, so are these freeze mobs pointless, or are they actually helping the mobilization of various people, especially the youth, on various social factors? Well, to talk to me about this, I have with me in the studio Sakshi Jain, who is the Vice President of Education Tree, this organization, youth organization that launched this initiative. And I also have with me Uday. Uday is a member of Education Tree. Thank you so much. Welcome to both of you on the conversation. And we will be getting people online as well. I have with me, in fact, a volunteer called Harshit Berry. Harshit Berry is a volunteer with Education Tree. We are going to ask him what really inspired him to join. And we have Jagmati Sangwan, who is with IDWA. And we also have on Google Hangout Tanisha Pandey. Tanisha Pandey is the Vice President, the Delhi University chapter of ISEC. Tanisha is joining us on Skype. Welcome to all of you on the conversation. First of all, let me get your opinion on this. What exactly, how did this whole concept of freeze mob, because you know, flash mob is something that we saw in 2011. Yeah. You will all remember, and all of you who are involved with social media would remember that on the 27th of November 2011, 200 people, you know, started dancing to a Rang De Basanti number at Bombay's Central Station. What is the concept of freeze mobs exactly?
Exactly after the December case, we were so...
The December case as in the Nirbhaya
case.
The gang rape.
We were so much amused about the case that we want to go for the solution rather being running after the problem. So solution was to aware the people about it. People don't know about the women's helpline number. They don't know about the organizations, the mobile apps. So the main motive was to educate them. By a freeze mob, flash mob, we usually educate people to know about the things that is happening around, that is happening among the women, and to make them realize that they should do and start some initiative like this. So Education Tree is a youth-led organization. We usually want to change that stereotypical notion that we are confined to books. It's like we are also confined to art forms. So we bring it into the freeze mob and flash mob thing.
Where did you hear about this concept of the freeze mob? Because flash mob, I told you, we've been hearing about it. Where did the concept of freeze mobs come about?
Basically, we're all students from various universities around Delhi NCR, and we're all believers of arts. And we needed to offer pragmatic solutions to, you know, the various problems prevailing in the society after, as she said, after the December 16th gang rape case, which shook the whole world, I must say.
Yes.
And we all thought of, I mean, people were concentrating on the problem, but no one was really offering a pragmatic solution to such problems. So I think the thing which was practically possible for us to do was to inculcate such art forms around, you know, the crowded places of Delhi, and telling people literally one-to-one about whatever they can do to save, I mean, to save themselves or to save people in distress.
All right, all right. Let me get Jagbati ji on this conversation now of AIDVA. Jagbati ma'am, your first reaction, you know, this the young people, college students doing this kind of an initiative when it comes to educating people. The whole, you know, the whole point, as they say, is not just to highlight the problem, but to provide pragmatic solutions, as they say. What is your reaction to this, ma'am? Okay, I don't think we are getting your audio, ma'am. I think we're having an audio problem. Ma'am, we'll just try and get your audio back. Can I please go across to Tanisha Pandey? Tanisha Pandey is the Vice President of the Delhi University chapter of ISEC, which is the world's largest, in fact, youth organization. And it has been there since 1948 in over more than 140 countries. Tanisha, thank you so much once again for joining. You know, even ISEC has taken a lot of youth-based initiatives. Your reaction on the freeze mobs, especially when it comes to women's issues?
Technically, freeze mob as a concept is something which is very Western in nature, and the reason it got that acceptance in India is because it affects the common psyche of people, which is communicating through traveling. So freezing when somebody is traveling, imagine a crowd of 50 people freezing just while everybody around them is walking, leads to a lot of attention.
Right.
And that is why freeze mobs gain so much popularity in a country like India, which has a lot of population, because that's something which affects the mindset in the first place. And that's what we as a youth-run organization also tried to get across for a number of issues. It started with the leadership walk this year, which happened across the Delhi University campus in the North Campus. And it spread across for a time period of around 45 minutes, where people walking by saw us walking with various slogans, various reasons for why women empowerment should always be considered the topmost priority in any sector, and particularly in the student sector. That was one reason why, as a youth-driven organization, that it was a very effective channel of communication. Because not only does it affect people who are walking around you, it also causes people who are working with you to get a lot of awareness around what is happening.
Right, right. Okay, let me ask you, Sakshi. You know, from what I understood, from what I saw, you know, those placards. To me, it appeared like, you know, for example, you're driving or you're, you know, walking past, and you see a hoarding, yeah. And it is like a call for action. It's an advertisement. They're asking you to do something, to buy something, to get yourself something, right? Now, this is also, in a manner of speaking, a call for action. You call on this number or you tell your friends about it. Tell us your experiences of this. You know, you organized it for the first time after Nirbhaya case. But how have your experiences been in terms of people's reactions to this initiative?
Particularly, people's reaction for that was like, wow, at least students are taking some initiative, like youth students are taking initiative for women's, especially for women's. People usually bug us about it, that they call us, they want to join the initiative. They are so excited that something is happening good in our country. Like India is like so stereotypical. When a girl is standing holding a poster, they think like, what is she doing there on road? That people were like so aware of it, they extremely wanted to join it. The main experience mine was like, when people come to me and praise me about it, that yeah, you're going good. You're doing for the good cause.
Do I have Harshit with me? Okay, all right. We'll try and talk to Harshit as soon as we can. Uday, tell us, you know, this whole issue of safety of women, you know, we have seen incidents of women being molested as recently as, you know, a couple of weeks back, where a woman was molested in a posh South Delhi lounge bar in Chanakyapuri, and you know, the bouncers just stopped and did nothing. How do you think your initiatives can really, do you think they're actually able to make a change?
I think it definitely does make a change. I mean, we are trying to target a huge audience, of course. We have been able to you know, to target a lot of people already amongst our social circle as well. And such incidents, they obviously do happen. They go unnoticed as well. I mean, you're telling about what happened 2 weeks back. I mean, stuff might be happening right now. So yeah, in a way we are trying to do our bit. We are trying to inculcate our message in as many people as we can. We are trying to do as much as we can, and with as many innovative techniques as we, I mean, you know, we are basically feasible for us.
You know, this whole thing you talked of performing arts. Now, probably a flash mob, you know, where you're dancing or whether you, of course, it's a performing art.
Yeah, it's performing art.
And here also, you know, you're kind of standing there frozen with expressions on your face, right?
Oh, actually, we give an expression that goes for our with our posture. If I'm saying that, yeah, you cannot buy me from my clothes, or you cannot see me by my, you cannot judge me by my clothes. There is like particularly my expression of it and how I am exposing it. Properly, it's like that. Like expressions meant very good.
Now, in various countries, when it comes to flash mobs or freeze mobs, the police has not been very supportive. You know, they say that, okay, there are traffic issues and you have to take permissions. In countries like Germany, in countries like United Kingdom, how has the experience been for you, like in, say, in Delhi?
Not a problem actually. I mean, people have been really supportive of the cause. I mean, people like the shopkeepers, for example. We've
where have you done it? Where all?
Connaught Place and various. I mean, we've done like 1,000 flash mobs already around NCR.
You've done 1,000 flash mobs.
At least, yeah. And we generally take a group of like 50 to 60 people in crowded places of Delhi, Oscars, Connaught Place, for example, and we just go there and we shout our stuff. We shout our call.
We started our buzz like a start. Like we should freeze.
Freeze for the
one
next
person standing next,
3 minutes.
freeze for next 3 minutes or so.
All right. Let's in fact try and take a look at some of the pictures that you're seeing. You know, at these posters, very interesting posters there, talking of women's issues and talking of various social issues. If I could just talk once again about the women's issue, Uday, the fact that you are a boy, you know, and you are sensitive to women's issues is what I understand. The fact that you are a member of this initiative, how has it been for your other male friends, your other friends and college mates and university mates who actually leer at women and whistle at women? Do you have any such people in your friend circle?
Not really my friend circle, but of course I travel every day, so I see people doing that. Yes, it really it hits me a lot. I mean, I'm really concerned at such sites, and that really moved me to join such motions. I mean, that really encouraged me to be a part of such initiatives. And yes, of course, when people ask you that, I mean, people see your photos in some social media or anywhere else, they of course ask, and they really like the idea behind it.
How has it been for you? You know, have you had men telling you that, you know, what's the point, and you know?
No, I haven't had a point at men telling me. Though they were asking me that we also want to be part of it, this good initiative that also we also respect women, and we want to make them realize that they are very important to us. And no one can no one can molest them like anything else. They have to be taking a stand for themselves and tell the people of the other people that they should not do it.
Okay, is Tanisha, can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Tanisha, I was just asking the people of Education Tree who are here with me on partnering men in this initiative, especially when it comes to women's issues. What are your thoughts on that?
Personally, as a member of ISEC Delhi University, if you ask me, we have a very good sex ratio, and our efforts are not channeled across a sexual boundary. So our efforts are more towards the society, which is described personally by both men and women. Of course, women are more sensitized towards it because it's directly affecting their security.
Right.
But as brothers or boyfriends to the girls that we live with, the men around us are also equally sensitive. And the kind of knowledge which of course they would have about a women's safety issue would not be the same, because the kind of insecurity that I would feel like a girl walking on a street at 11 o'clock is something which a guy living with me also wouldn't feel. So it's up to me as a girl to sensitize them about it. But yes, the effort from me as a person or from men around me would also depend on how how vulnerable they feel that our society is towards stereotypes.
Tanisha, how empowered are the youth really? I mean, you have a situation where I was just asking Uday and Sakshi that, a few weeks back, you had a young couple being molested in a posh club in South Delhi. I mean, women are getting molested no matter what these efforts that you people are doing. So, where are we going wrong, Tanisha?
I think a lot of it has to do with mindset. Because as students, we forget, or sometimes as students, we forget that a lot of our power emanates from our youth. But the validity to this sort of power will only come if people who are elder to us, if the elders in a society, because India as a society is very patriarchal in nature.
Right.
So if the elders in the society don't facilitate the mindset that we have, and I'm not asking for blind support, but something which is a lot of validation. Even if you go in a family where there is one son and one girl, the girl only gets, even if the girl wants freedom, that will only come without a particular amount of stress if the parents are in that mindset to support that sort of independence.
Right.
So if you ask me where we are going wrong, I think the only place where we are going wrong is that the sector of youth and the elder sector are not growing together on changing this mindset.
Right. Do we have Jagmati ji's audio with us? Ma'am, you can hear us, but somehow we are not able to hear you. You can hear us, right? I think you have been following the conversation. All right, maybe, but we are not getting your audio for some reason. Is there a mute button? Okay, we'll try and figure that out. All right. Okay, Sakshi, let me ask you. Tell us the mechanics of it. How do you organize these flash mobs and freeze mobs? Tell us exactly how you go about it.
We usually think about it that about a topic we can pick up on every week or every after a day, alternate day. We usually focus on women's politics. We can say even like mostly on women's conversation and their enhancing power and how to make them aware. So like firstly we go for like permissions and all in the area. We have to.
You take permissions?
Yeah, we take prior permissions. That is always like we have to take permissions. And then we'll go there and we take a freeze there. People see us and they even ask us about it.
So who are these people? Are they people who are only volunteers of education?
No.
Who are these people?
They are
The
general mob.
General audience.
Now, how do you connect with them? How do you ask them to come and, for example, hold the placard? How do you do that?
No, we didn't ask them. We are the people who are holding the placard.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, they stop, they read, fine. When they are standing for the queries, we are there. There is always one of the person who will stand for the queries and all. That he see the people who want to ask, but we cannot speak in between.
So basically, what you're saying is that you are members of Education Tree who does it.
Yeah.
You don't invite other people to do it.
We do.
How? That's what I'm asking. How do you do that?
Through our promotions, we give promotions. We even ask our friends who are willingness to come and so. Then, if they allow us, then fine. We have enough members to come and conduct these these mobs.
What you're seeing on your screens right now is, that very, I think, famous flash mob that happened in Mumbai. In fact, it happened to the song Rang De Basantis, the song of the film, and you had a group of 200, and they had this whole range of age, and they had actually practiced this dance step over the weekend, and they just did it, and everybody was stunned. Everybody was stunned, and I remember it happened on the 27th of November 2011, and this was the first time that in India we witnessed this, and it went viral on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube and all of that. Alright, so what kind of reactions have you got in terms of, have people really been stunned, and are they like, are these people crazy, what are they doing? How's it been? Tell us about that.
Being a part of such initiatives is an experience in itself. We are standing there holding the placards, having messages which are, which hit to the hypocrisy of the society.
Hypocrisy as in?
Basically, we preach women as goddesses and matas, and then we do such stuff. So basically, those messages are like hit to their consciences.
Right.
And so we get a lot of people staring at the placards and then like staring at you, and they're showing their thumbs up, and they're showing they're clapping at times. So it's an experience in itself. Plus, then we get our inboxes are also filled with such congratulations and like good job. So that's what
Okay, let me try and get Harshit Beri back.
course.
Of course, he's also one of your volunteers. Harshit, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Great. Harshit, you are a volunteer with Education Tree, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you joined in on the conversation. First of all, thank you so much for being a part of this. But tell us, what exactly motivated you to join?
Well, actually, I would tell you the experience of mine.
Huh.
I was walking in Connaught Place with a friend of mine, with a bunch of friends of mine. So I saw these people making really weird expressions. Like they are standing in there with their mouth open, and some of them are like with their eyes popped out. And I noticed the placard in their hand.
Huh.
And when I noticed it, it's like, wow. Okay, it's like actually wow. If you see, like they are working towards the society, and it's really like stunned me and struck me like the people in Delhi are very much sensitive about these issues.
Are
And
they?
They actually are.
Uh-huh.
So when I got to know about this, at that very moment, it sounds very filmy and things like that at that very moment, but I actually wanted to be a part of it. Because like it has been said, like you have two choices. Whether you want to be a small part of something big, or you want to be a big part of something small. So I chose the highway. I wanted to be a small part of something big. So then I got to it and I got to know about everything. And my personal experience, I'll tell you, I have seen a tremendous amount of change within myself. Like I was a very shy person, I was a very introvert person.
Huh.
And then
You
there
said
was
you're
this,
a small part of something big. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you there for a second. Do you think
Okay.
flash mobs and freeze mobs are big in India?
Ma'am, they are growing. If you look at from the growth perspective, I would say they are definitely growing. The culture is coming. Because Delhi, we are living in Delhi, and the people are very open to new ideas. If you see, like Flipkart invented the thing, e-commerce thing. Flipkart was the first thing. They invented it, and if you look at their turnover, it basically copied the concept of Amazon, but they come up with something huge. It's basically the same trend, which the Western thing is doing. But India is very much open about it.
Okay. Let me also try and get Tanisha, if I can speak to her again. Tanisha, you know, this concept that Education Tree is doing. How do you propose we, Education Tree and your organizations? How do you take this to the larger masses? You know, other cities. And because they're essentially Delhi University and other universities in Delhi, you are, ISEC Delhi University. How exactly can you or do you propose to take this concept of performing arts vis-a-vis, flash mobs and freeze mobs to other cities?
So that's actually something which is very wonderful that you've caught me on. In ISEC, we have a program which is called as Outgoing Global Community Development Program. That's the program which enhances people to take the concept of performing arts for social causes to multiple cities in India and multiple cities outside India as well. So since you know ISEC is present in more than 140 countries, each project which is stimulated in one city in the country is something which every city across the globe where ISEC is present in is doing. So if today we send out Indian people who would volunteer to work on social projects across the world, they will not only be doing this sort of activity for a social cause in Delhi University as a chapter, they would also be performing it on the streets of Russia, on the streets of Moscow. And if you would like, you could see those videos on YouTube as well. They are videos which you would see happening across the cities of Greece as well. And that's something which as a concept is performed by Indian students all across the 26 chapters present in India of ISEC and across the 113 universities in 140 countries present on a global level as well.
All right. So as
that sort of becomes easy for us that way.
All right. So as Tanisha was saying, it seems as if the youth is kind of taking matters, various social concerns into their own hands. And I'm waiting for your responses on Twitter. Our handle #IndiaPostLive @IndiaPostLive. And please leave your audio and video comments on www.indiapostlive.com. Now let me, Sakshi, get back to you. You know, this entire initiative you're doing. Now, you know, if you talk of the larger impact, if you talk of policies, if you talk of, have you actually thought about it, or are you just guys, college students, young people having fun? Because this is fun as well, but with a more serious agenda of social outreach. So are you also planning to take this to a level where the government can sit up and take notice?
Basically,
I suppose we will, surely. Right now, we are just on a small part of it.
Okay.
Like, we are starting up.
All right.
We have started it like
How old
on a
is
small
Education
level,
Tree?
and we what?
How old is Education Tree?
It started in 11th November 2012.
All
it is
right.
also the World Education
It's a
Day.
National Education Day.
Okay.
So we
Just
started
been
like
1 year.
this. So it's like small starting of an initiative. We would obviously want to take it to the higher chambers of the thing, like government thing, and even to the other students, other cities also. But right now, like we are in developing state. So I suppose, yeah, we will surely will.
You surely will?
Yeah, we will.
And how do you propose to do that? I mean, are you going to only be doing it through social media, through YouTube, through Facebook?
As she told, it's just been a year that the association has been founded, and we of course are holding a lot of events already, a lot of events in various colleges, of course. As we expand, and you know, the motives of us, they will expand with us, basically.
Right. Okay, Harshit, last comments from you. You know, you seem to be very enthusiastic, and you were like wowed by the whole experience that you yourself had in Connaught Place, as you said. How would you contribute in taking, you know, these kind of I would call it a performing art, really, for spreading social messages. What would your contribution be, and where do you see this kind of a movement going? Because it is gaining momentum, I concede that, but where do you really see it going?
Ma'am, the perspective of this moment is way too beyond the thinking. It's like it can be anything and everything. The people need to grow, and people need to know about this thing, and people are getting sensitive about this social issues. So I would say the perspective is way too good, according to my eyes, and I'm being enthusiastic if I have to contribute. So I'll say, at the cost of not me, but it's like anything and everything if I could do, I'll be willing and I'll be delightful to do that.
All right, all right. Harshit, very, you sound very happy to be a part of this experience.
Definitely, ma'am, definitely.
All right, all right. Tanisha, let me get your last comment. We were just talking about taking this to a different level where there could be, you know, certain changes in policy perhaps, or certain, you know, where people at the government level, policy making level, law making level, sit up and take notice. And how do you propose that can happen? Because you guys are the youth, and this is all also a lot of fun, and people sitting up and taking notice. But you know, to take it to the next level, how do you propose that can happen?
I think that can only happen if there's a correlation between the activities that we are doing to make people aware and the consequences that those activities are having.
Right.
So if you're doing a flash mob and we display the output of that flash mob by the awareness or a poll that is conducted after the flash mob, I think that speaks results in itself, because nobody would believe what the efforts are unless they see the outcome for the same.
So you don't.
To take it to that next level, you need that sort of showcasing of the outcome.
So do you see this momentum only gaining in speed? Do you see this increasing momentum? This entire concept of freeze mobs?
Yeah, it is. It is definitely increasing, and that's clearly visible through all the flash mobs which has happened in Delhi in the last 2 years, starting from the Nirbhaya case and ending at corruption, ending at like one of the various reasons there are so many walks which are facilitated is because of the wide audience it has. So
All right.
that's only increasing.
All right, all right. Tanisha, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comments. Yeah. Sakshi, your last comments, your last thoughts on this entire concept that you, and in fact, I must take the names of the others who were a part of it. Kunal Arora, Smriti Singhal and Karan Katiyal. These people were actually, they initiated the process. All right. So tell us a little bit quickly, very quickly about the, how they suddenly, thought of doing this, and the way forward. How do you see the way forward?
They probably might be have some thinking about it for in their school time or college time. They started it, they did recruitment. We were the people who recruited in their organization. We were the people who were working there, and our willingness to our work was like we have to do it. So till now we have to do it right now, that we want
and
people.
Do you see this continuing even after you leave college?
Yeah, we do. We always wanted to be a part of such initiative where the women is being highlighted and the actions being taken away by that organization. As there is no women-led organization right now who is doing such initiatives like Freeze Mob, Flash Mob is a new thing to India and Delhi, I can say, for the youth also. And they prospectively wanted to join this. And I even invited, obviously My Body, My Rights is the name of our initiative, like Jo Mera Hai, Wo Mera Hai. And I want people to join this organization and join this initiative by it so that they can be aware about it.
All right, Uday. Final thoughts from you.
Basically, the organization, I mean, it was founded with the basic motive of that the education is not bounded by books. It's not bounded by ideas. There are a lot of other things that can be done, I mean, to educate people and to be educated yourself. Being women and Jo Mera Hai, Wo Mera Hai is a part of the organization, but there are a lot of broad aspects as well to the organization at this point of time. And
so,
which,
you know, the Oxford Concise Dictionary says it's seemingly pointless of
Absolutely not. I mean, on field it does not. I mean, speaking from our personal experiences, I mean, it actually accelerates thoughts in people's minds while they're reading it, and it actually it may, if I was there, if I was on their part, it would definitely affect my mindset as well.
It would affect your mindset.
Of
Okay,
course.
there you have it. The youth taking certain matters into their own hands and saying that, all right, we need to educate people in whatever way we can, and this seems to be a fun way of doing it. Now, it is of course still too early to say whether these things really have that kind of an impact as to make a holistic change in societal mindset, but definitely this is an initiative that the youth are taking into their own hands. I would like to thank all my guests for joining us. Jagmati ji, of course, we could not get her audio, but I'm sure she was very keenly listening to the conversation. I'm sure we'll get her comments on that later. And all of you, please leave us your audio and video comments on what you thought about this initiative, on the Freeze Mob concept, and also your tweets, #IndiaPostLive and @IndiaPostLive. I would like to thank my studio guests for joining. The conversation continues on www.indiapostlive.com. Thanks for watching.